Oh, yes, I am. And today we're going to be talking about video games again. Now, what are we talking about today? Well, every single one of the games I'm about to show you has something in common. Now, I'm going to give you a few seconds to see if you can figure out what it is. Okay, time's up. Every single one of these games are available on Xbox's Game Pass. Now, the cool thing about Xbox's Game Pass is they have cloud streaming, which allows you to play all of these games on your mobile phone, your computer at home, in the browser, or on an app. And the coolest thing about it is you don't really need a super powerful PC to do it, or a super powerful phone. All you need is a nice and decent internet connection, and you could be playing a ton of games at any time. Now, here's the list of games. There's quite a bit of games in here. You've got Outriders, Mass Effect, you've got BanjoKazooie, Batman, Battlefield, Celeste, Darkest Dungeon, Dead by Daylight, Doom 64, Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy somewhere in here. You got Gears of War, Jurassic Park, Maneater. You got quite a bit of games in here. And you're not going to get bored so easily. There's a couple hundred in here, I believe. So, my favorite thing about this is you can do this at any time. It's included with your membership, which also includes EA Pass, and it costs $14.99. So there's no need to own an Xbox. You can do this without an Xbox. All you need to do is create an account and sign up for the service. You don't need a powerful PC because Microsoft servers do all the heavy lifting. Take a look at Battletoads here. It's running off of the app, and it's running pretty well. Now, it looks pretty decent. There's not a lot of graphical issues. I did notice in a few different games, it did suffer a little bit from graphical issues, and that seemed to be over on Xbox's end and not directly on my internet or my network or anything like that, because I have gigabit internet, and that is, you know, one of the highest internet speeds that you could possibly get as a consumer, and yet I find this service to be really, really good. It honestly doesn't feel like I'm playing on anything other than an Xbox itself, which is actually very, very good. Because when it comes to these games, you don't want a lot of latency. You're going to get killed if you have a lot of input latency, you know what I'm saying? So basically, the way that the service works is, it's a lot like Netflix. You know how you stream on Netflix, you're watching a movie? Well, basically the same thing is happening. You're streaming the game off of their servers, but you're controlling everything that happens via your controller. The other thing that it includes is a lot of games are available on day one of release, like Hades was. Now, Hades is a really, really amazing game that came out within the last couple years, and you know what? This was my first time playing it, and I was actually blown away about this game because the art style is really cool, the rhetoric is really cool, the storyline is pretty cool. Now, it's a game where you try to escape hell over and over and over again, and you die a lot. So, I mean, it's gonna happen constantly in this game, but it's a pretty goddamn fun game. I'll have you take a look real quick.
I'm leaving. Try and stop me.
Now, there was a little bit of a graphical glitch right there. That's exactly what I was talking about when it comes to this. But overall, from the about 15 to 20 games that I tested, I actually enjoyed it. It worked really well. I didn't have to do a lot of setup. It was just signing in and clicking on a game, and we were good to go.
There she is.
Ooh, this is another one right here that's really good. If you're a fan of the Mortal Kombat series and a fan of superheroes, you've got Injustice right here. This is a good one.
Superman.
You know, I had to pick Black Adam and Superman.
Fighters approaching the Joker's playground.
Who do you think's gonna win? I'm not sure. And I was the one playing.
What are you thinking, Adam? That magic is your weakness.
I mean, technically, yes.
And arrogance is yours.
Oh, I am pretty damn arrogant. I thought I was really good at this game. Turns out, I might not be. Let's just say I won through the magic of editing, but let's go on to one of my personal favorites, Quake. And I've been playing Quake since I was a kid, and it was on the Windows 98 and Windows XP back in the day. And this is one of my favorite games because it started the FPS genre along with Wolfenstein and Doom. So we owe it all to Wolfenstein and Doom. Everybody who plays COD, Fortnite, all that stuff, it all began here. And this is the modern remake. It's kind of like a remaster that they add a few different features onto there, occlusion effects and different things like that. Okay. Looks pretty good and runs pretty good. I do suck at it though. And blinks! I had no clue what I was doing during this game. It was pretty cool though. This is a throwback to original Xbox games. I never got to play this one because I didn't own an original Xbox until recently, which another video is coming out on that. I did actually pick up an Xbox off the side of the road. Somebody decided it would be cool to throw it out, and I'm saving it, restoring it, cleaning it up, and doing a whole bunch of stuff with it. Now this game seems to hold up pretty well. It reminds me sort of like a Ratchet and Clank, but with time sweeping. I don't know, kind of weird. Yeah, I had zero clue what I was doing. This is like literally my first time ever playing this. And I don't like reading stuff. I just like skipping past all that nonsense. You know what time it is? BanjoKazooie time. I had to include this because Nintendo just got Banjo and Kazooie. Guess what? We've had it for quite some time and it's been on Game Pass. Just saying. I had to backflip in. I had to be all cool, you know what I'm saying? Ahoy there, this be Treasure Trove Cove. There be 2 new moves for ye to find. I mean, did I ever find the moves? I don't know. I actually have to beat this game. I've never actually beaten this game. I do like it. It holds up pretty well, especially because it was a Nintendo 64 game. And we know the Nintendo 64 had a lot of clunky video games like Mario 64. So, funny thing about that. I went back and played it. Not as good. Not as good. Guys, here's the time for something pretty goddamn awesome, though. Skyrim. I wanted to get straight into it and show you exactly how this plays, because it plays really well, but it looks like hot garbage. I'm not sure why, but it felt like this game was running extremely low quality. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try this again. But I feel like Skyrim is one of the ones that don't stream really well, because I feel as though on the Xbox One it looks a hell of a lot better. I'm not sure if they're streaming you like the Xbox 360's version, because it definitely doesn't feel like the Xbox One's version. Just saying. It's like extremely gritty, low resolution, and like the frame rate is kind of like all over the place. I'm not sure if this was due to the app itself or what. But overall, if you want to play Skyrim, it's there. And boy, oh boy, it's a one long game. I think the first playthrough of it, I went 450 hours doing all the side quests. That's a whole lot of days lost. A whole lot of days. We're gonna search this barrel. Yes!
Done?
Yes. So, this is another really good game that's on Game Pass, and I never purchased it because it was like $60 to $70, and I really didn't want to spend $60 to $70 on a game based on Star Wars, especially because I was never into Star Wars growing up. I've never watched a Star Wars movie, never watched a Star Wars show or anything like that. But this game, just the beginning blew me away. It was really, really good. It streams really, really nicely. Look at it. It looks way better than what Skyrim looked like. And this is one of those games that I'm going to lose myself to because it looks and plays really, really good. I mean, so good that in a few minutes when I'm done making this video, all I'm going to do is play this goddamn game for maybe the next 40 hours. And you know what? As long as it's good, I ain't going to regret it. You know what? I should just do that now. I'm out. See you guys. All right. So, to end this out, other than me playing tons and tons of hours of Star Wars, is Xbox Game Pass worth it? And I'm going to tell you, yeah, it most definitely is. If you have an extra $15 laying around and you can't afford to spend $60 every time a new game comes out, I recommend Game Pass because you can play it on your phone, you can play it on your PC, you can play it in a web browser, for Christ's sake. Who knows where Xbox is going to take us, but from where it is right now, it can only get better. And Xbox adding every single one of these new games and even newer games soon. It's friggin' crazy. They're adding Back 4 Blood on October 12th and Forza Horizon 5 on November 9th and Halo Infinite on December 8th. Now, those are all day one releases, which means Microsoft isn't going to be making money off of people purchasing those games. Now, me, if I like a game and I play a game on this Game Pass, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy it myself because I like to have a physical collection. I do like physical games, but there is something to be said for game streaming and the service itself. It's really good. It keeps you from spending way too much money on games that you're probably only going to play once and then never play it again. I've done that with a couple games. Sekiro, I bought that day one, $60. And guess what? I played it twice. I never played it again. I didn't like that game. And what Game Pass allows you to do is try out the games, sort of like how it was back in the day when you would go to Blockbuster and rent a game for 2 or 3 days, and then either choose whether you're going to buy that game or not. That's the way Game Pass works. You go, you play a game, it gets put there for a little while, you beat it, you probably don't play it again, or you go out and you buy it. And that's what I like about Game Pass. It allows you to be on a budget and still be able to play all these games with all your buds. So, anyways, guys, like and subscribe for more content. I will be back with the Xbox restoration video. I do have a few other videos coming in the works.